This is the real estate fun game, BRRETA 2. Here are your instructions. For each question, the answer will appear. You provide the question, just like in that very famous TV game show. You'll get 3 seconds to come up with the answer. Keep track of right and wrong just to see if you can measure progress. Run this fun game as many times as it takes until you're ready for prime time. Are you ready? Question 1. To make a broker a buyer's agent, the buyer generally signs this. What is the buyer's agency agreement? Question 2. BRRETA says that a broker representing a buyer must perform this. What is the terms of the brokerage engagement? Question 3. BRRETA specifically states that a broker representing a buyer must exercise this. What is ordinary skill and care? Question 4. According to BRRETA, a broker representing a buyer must seek this. What is a property that meets the client's needs? Question 5. A broker representing the buyer must avoid giving this to the seller. What is false information? Question 6. The broker working for the buyer must tell the seller of this. What is the buyer's financial ability to meet the contract? Question 7. When the buyer is legally obligated to provide true and accurate information related to his or her ability to meet the terms of the purchase agreement. When is always? Question 8. If a buyer provides inaccurate information and the broker unknowingly passes this along to the seller, who can be held liable? Who is the buyer? Question 9. A broker representing the buyer may help the seller without violating the brokerage agreement by providing this. What are ministerial duties? Question 10. The broker-buyer brokerage engagement is not violated when the broker does this. What is show other buyers the property? Question 11. According to BRRETA, to promote the interests of the tenant, a broker representing a tenant must present offers in this way. What is a timely manner? Question 12. A broker working for a tenant must tell the landlord of the tenant's financial ability to do this. What is meet the terms of the lease? Question 13. This is when the tenant is legally obligated to provide true and accurate information related to his or her ability to meet the terms of the lease. What is always? Question 14. If a tenant provides inaccurate information and the broker unknowingly passes the inaccurate information to the landlord, this person can be held liable. Who is the tenant? Question 15. A broker representing the tenant must help the landlord without fear of violating the brokerage agreement by providing this. What are ministerial duties? Question 16. This is when showing a property to other potential tenants violates the brokerage agreement. When is never? Question 17. Before a legal agency can occur, the broker must receive written permission of these. Who are all involved parties? Question 18. To receive dual agency status, the broker must reveal this to all parties. What is participation is voluntary? Question 19. If a broker refers a client who will not consent to dual agency to another agency, he or she may receive this. What is a referral fee? Question 20. This is when confidential information from either client may be disclosed to the other client in a dual agency. What is when required by law? Question 21. Every office must have this. What is a written agency policy? Question 22. If a broker assigns different affiliated licensees to exclusively represent the different clients in the same transaction, the licensees are referred to as this. What are designated agents? Question 23. If a broker assigns different licensees as designated agents, the broker is not considered this. What is a dual agent? Question 24. A licensee may disclose confidential information from one party in a transaction to another when assigned as a designated agent for another party if required by law or if given this. What is consent by the party? Question 25. A broker who does not have a client relationship with any of the parties and performs only ministerial acts for one or more of the parties for compensation is called this. What is a transaction broker? Question 26. In a particular transaction, a transaction broker may receive compensation from one or more parties, but may not have this. What is a client relationship with one or more parties? Question 27. In addition to receiving compensation from one or more parties, a transaction broker may perform only these. What are ministerial duties? Question 28. A brokerage engagement ends when this happens. What is when the task is completed? Question 29. If the task the broker was hired for is not completed, the brokerage engagement ends the earlier of the date of expiration of the engagement or when this happens. What is upon authorized termination? Question 30. If the task the broker was hired for is not completed, the brokerage engagement happens the earlier of the authorized termination or this time period. What is the expiration date? Question 31. If no date of expiration is agreed to in the brokerage engagement, the engagement is terminated after this long. What is 1 year? Question 32. When the brokerage engagement is terminated, the broker must account for this. What is all monies or property? Question 33. After a brokerage engagement is terminated, this is when a confidentiality agreement can be broken. What is when the client gives permission? Question 34. A broker is allowed to legally discuss or disclose confidential information if this happens. What is if it becomes public through another source? Question 35. This is when a broker is allowed to disclose information that the client has asked to be kept confidential. What is when required by law? Question 36. If a conflict arises between a broker's duty of confidentiality and the broker's duty not to give false information, this duty prevails. What is not to give false information? Question 37. Agencies that are members of a multiple listing service are not this of another broker's client as a result of that relationship. What are subagents? That's it for BRRETA 2. Click on some of our other tests as a fun, fast way to learn your real estate terminology.